Hey there, this is Timur Sol, and today I wanted to tell you that Australia is becoming my number one country for TTRPG software. You might know Arkenforge. Arkenforge is my number one map making software. It's my number one cartography tool. It has the versatility, the flexibility that no other tool on the market can boast. Maybe campaign cartographer, but if you know campaign cartographer, it's a harvester. Learning campaign cartographer is really hard. If you think any other map making tool has a learning curve, you have not tried campaign cartographer yet. Anyway, back to Australia. There's another company in Australia that launched a product some years ago. It's called Owlbear.rodeo. You might know it. It's a VTT, so virtual tabletop. You have your end, your DM end on your browser, and you also have the player version that they can open on their browsers via a simple link. It works real slick, real cool. It's also a tool that I use pretty frequently. Now, to be perfectly clear, in my home games, in my campaign game, I use Foundry VTD. It's the most it's the biggest tool that you'll find. It's the versatility and the things that you can do and automate in Foundry are unrivaled. There's no discussion between the possibilities that you have in Foundry versus Roll20, for example. There's nothing there. Also, Foundry is not subscription based, so that's also something that is very very important for me. So yeah, that's the tool I use for my campaign, for my home game that I run every week. But I also run a couple of one-shots. I try to run at least one shot every month for people that I don't know, for people that I know from Discord or that I don't know from Discord, but they signed up to play with me. And I don't want them to use Foundry. Foundry, as much as it's a great tool, it's a tool that has all the gimmicks that you need and all the tools that you need inside. It's also pretty hard to learn. And let's be honest, not everybody has the machine capable to running either Roll20 or Foundry. Not everybody is tech savvy enough to run it smoothly. And I don't have 2 hours of time to teach players how to use Foundry every time I want to play a one-shot. I need a tool that is simple, that is fast, that is intuitive, that looks good, and that is reliable. And that was Owlbear.rodeo for me. The people behind Owlbear.rodeo started a 2.0 version, Owlbear.app, which is absolutely amazing. It supports videos, it supports additional statuses, it supports a very basic, although still line of sight with discoverable fog of war. There are still limitations in this tool, but it's free. It's absolutely free. You can opt in to a priced level, to a priced tier, if you want more storage or more time to prep your games. If you don't want to opt into those priced variants, you will have to use a free room. You have 8 hours before your game to prep the scenes and prep the tokens and stuff like that. That's really doable because you can prepare them earlier, and you just the thing I'm talking about is prepping a room. I'm not going to go inside a full tutorial from Owlbear.app. They do have tutorials on their own YouTube, so you can watch those. What I wanted to say is that every tool has its use, and every situation needs a proper tool. And for me, Owlbear.app is a tool that you guys will remember. So without further ado, let's jump in. I'll show you a few things that you can do in Owlbear.app, and I hope you'll like it. My camera sadly glitched, so yeah, we're gonna have to do the process again. After you create your profile, you will be asked to create a new room if you want to play. Now you can see that there's a room already here. It's called the 60 title. The name is random because I have the basic tier. I don't get to choose custom URLs, and I don't get to change them. So if I would be willing to create a new room, I would just have to go with some random name, like the Graph Nose. Graph Nose. Yeah, that sounds like something I would go for. Okay, so let's create a Graph Nose. This is a scene. It is empty. You will need to create a room, and you will need to create a scene inside. You can name it however you like. I'm gonna name it just new scene, and afterwards we will be greeted by another gray screen, this time with a grid. So this is what you got, and now you can work with it. The tools that you will use is the dock over here on the lower part of the screen. You can have your props, your mounts, your characters. As you've seen earlier, I already added some pre-made or prefabricated tokens, props, and so on from the Owlbear.app. They don't count against my storage, so these are the ones that are ready. The attachments are really beautiful. So yeah, but you can add your own assets, and that's what it's all about. So if I would want to add my own map, I would make sure that it's under the maps here, and I would simply drag a map that I have from somewhere. This is a map that I bought from MapGuffin, who has a Patreon. He or they make really beautiful not isometric, sorry, animated maps that are well, yeah, you will see one in a second. I just need to find this one, and we will upload it. Now you have to take into account that you have a limited storage, so you don't want to upload a 180 megabyte video, because that simply won't work. Let's go with this one. You can see that it's loading right now. There's a small loading bar. It will load as black. It doesn't create a thumbnail immediately. It will create it later. I'm not sure if after the reloading or whatever else. We can see that the black thing over here, that's my animated map. If I just drag it, bam, you have an animated map. That's really beautiful. You can close it, you can transform it in really a host of different ways. You can change proportions, you can make sure that the grid lines and so on and so on. It's really, really beautiful. Now, a few new things that you would probably find interesting would be the things that you can attach, meaning the attachments like fog of war attachments, or basically line of sight attachments. So I'm not going to go into huge detail here, but let's just bring on a dragon. There's a dragon here right now, and let's do something like this. I'm gonna fill the map with fog, so this is how the players would see it. It's black or gray. Now what I'm gonna do is I have this disable fog cutting tool open. I'm gonna draw a circle somewhere here, grab it, put it somewhere here, and now click on it, attach it to what? To the dragon. Now it goes to the typical move tool, and now when I move the dragon, it moves with the line of sight. To simulate how it would look like, it will look like this for the players. And this is just a free piece of software, so there's no installing of software, there's no problems with gear. Somebody has slower gear or faster gear, there's no being tech savvy or not. You just move the token and you don't have to have anything else over here. Basically, there's a lot of things that you could or should as a DM prep for this for the games, but for the players this is a really, really easy experience, and they just move their tokens. They don't need to do basically anything over here. You can have notes, you can have attachments, like let's say that this dragon is hasted right now, so I'm just gonna put it over here, maybe like make it grow a little bit, and just add the attachment to the dragon. Now the dragon, wherever he moves, he is hasted. The simplicity of Owlbear.app is unrivaled, in my opinion, with other VTTs. So I basically hope that anybody finds this useful, because I'm really feeling a little bit evangelical about this tool. Small disclaimer, I was not contacted, paid, or whatever else by any of the developers mentioned today. I just really find these two tools, Arkenforge and Owlbear, as extremely useful, and well, way to go, Australia. Right, so listen, I hope that you liked this video and that you got something from it. I know I haven't been making videos lately. I do kind of feel the urge to do so. I have a few ideas in my head, so any encouragement will be nice. Hopefully, up until the end of this vacation period, I will have something new. I'm thinking about Shadowfell content. I'm also thinking about getting back into Forge and mainly making videos about the new beta from Forge, because Forge is also changing a lot. And if any of you used only the public as opposed to the beta in Forge, you will be in for a pleasant surprise. Well, anyway, thanks for being here. Thanks for having me in your ears and eyes. And however, that is a little bit creepy. Well, maybe I should just stop. Bye.